Two of the most famous investors alive are running two completely opposite AI portfolios right now, and the numbers behind them, so far this year, look very different. Not because of a hot tip, not because of a lucky trade, because of two totally different philosophies about how to position a portfolio around a technology wave that may still be in its early innings. Warren Buffett, 95 years old, technically retired as CEO, still very much steering the ship, just went on CNBC this week and said something that surprised a lot of people. He confirmed personally that he was the one who pushed Berkshire Hathaway into one of the biggest AI bets of his career, not his successor Greg Abel. Him. On the other side of the table, you've got Cathie Wood, ARK Invest, the queen of high conviction, high volatility, bet on the future investing. Same AI boom, completely different playbook. Here's the question most people never actually stop to ask. When two investors with completely opposite philosophies both point their money at the same technology wave, whose portfolio actually holds up better when the wave gets choppy? Today we're laying both portfolios side by side, real filings, real numbers, no speculation. I'm John A.G. This is Future AI Stocks. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. Always do your own research before making any investment decision. Let's set the frame before we touch a single ticker. Warren Buffett has spent 60 years building Berkshire Hathaway around one core idea: buy businesses with a real moat, real free cash flow, and hold them essentially forever. For most of his career, that meant staying almost entirely out of technology. Apple was the one loud exception, and even that took decades to happen. Cathie Wood built her entire career on the opposite bet. Find the disruptive, early-stage companies before everyone else sees them. Accept enormous volatility as the price of admission. Trade actively, publish every move publicly, and let conviction, not diversification, drive the fund. Now here's what makes mid-2026 such an interesting moment to compare them. Both of these investors currently have real, disclosed exposure to the AI infrastructure boom, Buffett through Alphabet, Wood through a basket of AI-adjacent names inside the ARK Innovation ETF, ticker ARKK. And year-to-date, as of mid-July 2026, the gap is notable. According to Yahoo Finance data, ARKK is up roughly 3 to 4% year-to-date, while the S&P 500 has climbed closer to 10% over the same stretch, a short-term snapshot, not a verdict on either strategy's long-term merit. Berkshire's tech-adjacent holdings, by contrast, sit inside a portfolio Buffett has spent decades engineering around capital preservation and downside protection first. That's the tension this whole video is built around. Let's start with the man who almost never touches tech. Let's start with Alphabet, ticker GOOGL, because the backstory here is genuinely unusual for Berkshire. Berkshire first disclosed a position in Alphabet in the third quarter of 2025. At the time, it was a modest stake, a toe in the water. Then something changed. Over the following 2 quarters, Berkshire more than tripled that position. And in June of this year, Alphabet announced an $80 billion capital raise to fund its AI data center build-out, and Berkshire agreed to put in an additional $10 billion through a private placement. By this week, that combined position had grown into one of Berkshire's largest public equity holdings, with Buffett himself telling CNBC directly, quote, "I initiated it," putting to rest speculation that new CEO Greg Abel was driving the decision on his own. Buffett was clear that he and Abel operate in lockstep, but he wanted credit or blame for this one specifically. Why does this matter? Because for a company that avoided tech investing for the better part of 6 decades, a multi-billion-dollar, actively growing bet on the company behind Google Cloud and Gemini is a real philosophical shift. According to Motley Fool's reporting, Alphabet is now generating tens of billions in free cash flow annually and is planning somewhere between $180 and $190 billion in capital expenditures in 2026 alone, largely to build out AI infrastructure. That's exactly the kind of moat plus cash flow combination Buffett has always looked for, just wrapped in a technology wrapper he historically avoided. Now let's talk about the anchor of the whole portfolio, Apple, ticker AAPL. As of Berkshire's most recent quarterly filing, Apple still represents roughly 22% of the company's public equity portfolio, by far the single largest position, worth well over $57 billion. Even as Berkshire trimmed Apple in prior quarters, the new leadership under Abel made no cuts this quarter. Buffett has described Apple less as a tech bet and more as a consumer monetization play, a company positioned to sell AI-powered software and services to hundreds of millions of existing customers, rather than a company racing to build the underlying AI infrastructure itself. And then there's what Berkshire chose to walk away from: According to the latest 13F regulatory filing, Berkshire fully exited its position in Amazon this year, alongside full exits from names like United Health and Domino's. That's a notable contrast because Amazon happens to be a stock Cathie Wood's ARK funds have continued to hold. Two AI-era investors looking at the same company reaching opposite conclusions. Here's the honest caveat, and it matters. Buffett himself told CNBC he doesn't rank Alphabet among his top 4 or 5 favorite businesses Berkshire owns. He's on record saying he made a mistake by not buying in sooner, but he's not treating this as a slam-dunk all-in conviction bet. It's a large position inside an otherwise extremely diversified, conservatively run portfolio. That diversification is the whole point of Buffett's approach. No single AI bet is capable of sinking Berkshire, even if it goes badly. Now let's flip to the other side of the table. Cathie Wood's flagship ARK Innovation ETF, ticker ARKK, is built entirely differently from Berkshire. Instead of 2 or 3 massive anchor positions, it's a basket of roughly 30-plus high-conviction, high-growth names, and Wood actively trades in and out of them, publishing every buy and sell in ARK's daily trade disclosures. Tesla, ticker TSLA, remains the fund's largest position by far, sitting at just over 10% of the portfolio. It's Wood's long-running bet on autonomous driving and robotics paying off over the next decade, not the next quarter. Right behind it is Tempus AI, ticker TEM, a healthcare AI and diagnostics company that's grown into ARKK's second largest position at roughly 5.8 to 5.9% of the fund. Then there's the trade that shows exactly how Wood operates. In early July, with CoreWeave stock down more than 30% over the previous month on class action litigation concerns and insider selling, Wood's fund bought roughly $2.1 million worth of shares in a single move. That's the classic Wood playbook. Buying into weakness on a name she believes the market is mispricing, rather than waiting for confirmation that the worst is over. But it's not all buying. According to ARK's own weekly trade recaps, Wood has been steadily trimming advanced micro devices, ticker AMD, even as the stock rallied hard on data center GPU demand, a pattern ARK has historically followed, taking profits on names that have already run and rotating that capital into earlier stage, less discovered opportunities. Here's the part that's important for viewers to understand about risk. According to Yahoo Finance and Morningstar data, ARKK's 5-year annualized return sits at roughly negative 8% DARS compared to the S&P 500's positive 11% plus annualized return over the same stretch. The fund also lost more than 60% of its value during the 2022 downturn. That's not a criticism of Wood's stock picking specifically. Several of her individual picks have performed extremely well. It's a structural reality of running a concentrated high beta fund through a market cycle that included a brutal correction. The takeaway isn't that Wood is wrong and Buffett is right. It's that these two portfolios are answering a completely different question. Buffett is asking, what AI-adjacent business can survive 50 years and keep compounding cash flow? Wood is asking, which disruptive early-stage company could be 10 times its current size in 5 years, and I'm willing to stomach the swings to find out. Let's put both approaches next to each other plainly. Berkshire's public equity portfolio is concentrated but stable, a small handful of mega-cap positions, funded by a cash pile that reportedly sat near $400 billion at the end of the first quarter. That cash cushion means Berkshire isn't forced to sell anything during a downturn. It can simply wait. ARK's portfolio is concentrated but volatile, a basket of early and mid-stage growth companies, several of which aren't yet consistently profitable, funded entirely by investor capital that can flow in or out of the ETF at any time based on sentiment. Both portfolios currently hold real exposure to the AI infrastructure build-out. Both have made moves this year that reflect genuine conviction, not just index hugging. But the volatility profile of these two approaches is fundamentally different, and that difference has shown up clearly in year-to-date performance, even though both funds are riding the same overall AI wave. Neither approach is inherently correct. A younger investor with a long-time horizon and higher risk tolerance may find Wood's approach appealing specifically because of that volatility. A more conservative, capital preservation-focused investor may lean toward Buffett's model for exactly the opposite reason. Before we wrap up, let's be balanced about where both of these approaches could go wrong, because that's the part most content in this space skips entirely. For Berkshire, Alphabet is still, by Buffett's own admission, not among his top conviction holdings. If AI infrastructure spending across the industry slows, or if regulatory pressure on Google intensifies, that position could underperform relative to Berkshire's more traditional holdings. Apple, meanwhile, still faces real competitive questions about how quickly it can monetize AI features relative to peers. For ARK, the fund's historical volatility is not a one-time event, it's structural. Concentrated growth investing means outsized winners, but also outsized drawdowns, and several of ARKK's current top holdings, including CoreWeave, carry real balance sheet risk, ongoing litigation, and heavy capital expenditure that hasn't yet translated into consistent profitability. And one risk that applies to both portfolios equally: every name discussed in this video is tied directly or indirectly to continued hyperscaler spending on AI infrastructure. If that spending cycle slows meaningfully, both Buffett's tech-adjacent bets and Wood's AI basket would likely feel it, just to very different degrees, given how differently these two portfolios are constructed. Know the risks before you know the thesis. So here's what I want you to take away from today. This isn't really a story about who's beating who this quarter. It's a story about two completely different definitions of risk, one built around concentration and patience, the other built around conviction and volatility, both currently pointed at the same technology wave. If this gave you a clearer way to think about how different investing philosophies handle the same AI boom, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who want research over noise. Drop a comment. Are you drawn to Buffett's patient, concentrated approach, or Wood's high conviction, high volatility style? Subscribe and hit the bell if you're not already. I'm John A.G. I'll see you in the next one.